Friends, subscribers, and other strangers, what's up? It's your friendly neighborhood beard here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to explain to you how I sold some vintage toys. That's point number one. Point number two, how a quarter made me an extra $30. Okay, so vintage toys. I'm not very good at vintage toys. It's never been my thing. I'm an electronics guy. I like computers. I like cameras. Y'all all know that I pick up every digital camera above a 10 or 12 megapixel because I have an addiction. But vintage toys and that kind of stuff, not so much. But you can do like I've done. I've had to learn it. Do some research. Have friends that know this. Harlan and Kevin, the Tyree brothers. Harlan's channel's right there. Kevin don't do videos. Harlan is good at toys. Kevin is excellent. And so, take advantage of the knowledge your friends have. Watch what they do. Ask them questions. And so, I knew He-Man figures there was some money in He-Man figures. They haven't been around. New He-Man stuff's coming out, and there's some looks like vintage in Walmart right now that's very popular. But the old stuff, man, the old stuff. So I was at a yard sale 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. 2020 is just flying right on by, right? So the lady, first of all, she made us put on masks, right? I started to go one way in the garage, and she says, "I've put arrows up so that we can socially distance." It's 6:45. Harlan and I got out of the same van. We're the only ones there. Yeah, so I followed her arrows, and I get around. Harlan's in front of me, and he goes by, and he's looking at some different things. And he had walked past He-Man figures. It said action figures, small ones 50 cents, large ones $1. Beard, you told us a quarter at some point. How are you going to get to a quarter? Wait for it. So I started looking at them. I'm like, oh my goodness, these are old He-Man figures. I've never seen these. Okay, I've never paid attention to these at a yard sale before. I've gone to yard sales my whole life. I'm sure I've seen them. It's just never clicked that, hey, Beard, look these things up. Well, of course, in my early days of going to yard sales, I wasn't the Beard. I had not transformed into this wonderful YouTube persona. All right, so let's see. All right, where'd I put them? I can't get better with props, right? All right, so I got this guy. Everybody recognize him? He's He-Man. There's a group. Some of them they're the soft head guys. So I got him. Everybody recognizes Skeletor. He has a soft head. These are from 1982. This is kind of the disco version because his leg is just ready to go. Anyway. Would you have picked up this guy? His name is Crawler. Well, not really. I'm just messing with you. His legs were off. But for $1, I'm like, I'll just take them all. We'll see what happens, right? Okay. Back to this guy in a minute, right? I didn't know who this was, and I looked at him, I'm like, he's probably He-Man. His name is Ninjor. Do not pass Ninjor. This is the most valuable of the four. And so I picked them all up. Okay, this was not there, so let's go back. Skeletor. And there was a bag laying beside him, and it had a bunch of stuff in it. It looked like G.I. Joe. It looked like army-ish type backpacks. She had on the bag a quarter. It didn't look like it went to any of this stuff. I'm like, all right, a quarter. What's a quarter, right? Do you guys stop and think about quarters? These guys were $1 each. Do you stop and go, oh my God, what if I spend $1? I generally don't. In the quarter bag was the staff for Skeletor. So that makes him a little more valuable. He's not complete because there's one other piece, but this adds about $7 or $8 to him. Okay. The axe, the battle axe for this guy, all of a sudden adds $7 or $8 because that's what this thing sells for. All right, the quarter's looking pretty good, right? The quarter's at $13. You have seen nothing yet. The quarter is amazing. You have not seen nothing yet. The ninja in the bag was his bow and arrow. He still is missing his nunchucks. But these guys, that one's like 12 and that one's like 14. That's one hell of a quarter, right? So 14, and we're up into the close to $40 quarter. And it also helps them sell. And so now, Beard, I ended up with 12 of these figures. So how are you going to sell them? How are you going to get your money out of them? You've spent a whopping $12.25. I told you that auctions may be dead. Auctions are maybe not a great thing. Action figures are a little different. People, if you look up some items, they sell well. Maybe not for primo top dollar, but they sell very well. And I just wanted to, do y'all need to look around to see the mess that is this building? Even though these things are small. Might I remind you of my propensity to buy something, and there's a gnat first thing this morning. What the hell? So my propensity to buy things and to lose them in the building. So I'm like, these guys are worth some decent money. The four most expensive ones I've just showed you. Yes, even that guy with no legs, right? He's actually the second most valuable in the stack. So I will show you the completed auctions, starting with Ninja. Pretty good money, right? For $1. Next up is, I don't know his name, Jor, but you'll see it right here. That's pretty good for broken. Notice the word broken in the title. Notice the pictures of his legs just scattered about. Why am I still holding this, right? These are all getting shipped today, by the way. Alright, so this guy, everybody recognizes Skeletor. I'm just showing you these again so we can put the price with them. Skeletor with his staff. And last but not least, He-Man with the battle axe. Have I lost the axe already? No, it's in the bucket. In the bucket. I was smart enough to know that how I am, and I put them in a bucket together. Beard winning. So I just wanted to show you guys that auctions are not dead, but you can, how do you price things? The one thing I will caution you about an auction is, what if you don't get any bids? What if you get one? You need to be happy with where you started. You know, there used to be a day when auctions were all the rage on eBay in the late 90s, early 2000s. 99-cent auctions were a thing. You know, there weren't buy it nows, there weren't any of that stuff. Everything. So everybody was forced to bid and carry on. That was a lot of fun watching auctions end. I was reminded of how much fun they were as these auctions ended. But that is not the case anymore. So you need to be prepared that if, you know, people forget about it. There are sniping programs. Beard, what's a sniping program? A sniping program is if you look in your app stores, they connect to your eBay account, and you tell it right at in the last 5 seconds, this is my max bid, and it goes in and places a bid for you in the last 5 seconds. And so you snipe it away from somebody else. That's a sniping program. All right, so I use one. It's like yellow and black. I'll put a link in it right here. I can't remember the name of it. All right, so be happy with whatever where the start price is if you only get one bid. I felt pretty comfortable with these. I started these in the 16 range. These two guys, these were the least valuable of the three. I started Ninja at 36 or 7, and I started him at like 25. So that's what I've got for you today. That's my story of a quarter. Sometimes a quarter is worth 45, or sorry, sometimes a quarter is worth 40 bucks. Sometimes it's not. Learn the best ways to list. Learn to get in your own head. Could I have made more money by making these buy it nows and holding on to it for a while? Absolutely. But Beard, wait a minute. You said you bought 12 of them. You've only showed us 4. The other ones went in the YouTube auction, the Bearded Picker YouTube auction. What, you didn't know we had one? Here comes the information. The lot went for like $36 for 8. Where's their value in those 8? Absolutely. They're each one of them, but they sold a little slower. They sold for a little bit less. I was just ready to sell them and let somebody else who was willing to sit on them for a while and sell them, who knows more about them, maybe who likes them. I don't know why people buy it at the auction, but they do. So, only paid 12, and you think, Beard, that's a pretty good return if you sold the 8 for $35, $36. These guys here, so for $206 plus 20 shipping. That was a good $12 spent. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope this finds you well. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thumbs up if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, thumbs up anyway, right? Because you liked it. Roll Tide.